All right, morning team. Sorry, running slightly behind here. Let's get ourselves set up for the day. Daily looking like it wants to break out. It doesn't look good. I'm going to be honest with you guys. All right, still not even past holiday volume. All right, this week has been awful. There's no doubt about it. We can't call it anything other than that. It's very, very low volume. Every pullback has held. Hasn't taken out any liquidity, hasn't put in a firm higher low down here, is in a straight drift higher, and this is a very, very dangerous pattern. All right, it's very, very, very dangerous. There's no two ways about it. I don't care what anyone's saying. It's very dangerous. You buy up here, maybe you get lucky and you get the squeeze. Just as much chance the door gets slammed on your face because we haven't set a firm higher low. All right, we're not setting, if we think about how we like to move with structure, all right, sweeping lows, protecting lows, all right, firm pullback, breakout, hold, double bottom, go, with some pullbacks in between. All right, that's nice bullish structure. These are nice bullish structure moves, like big breakout, pullback for multiple days, hold, build a base, go. That's what we want to see as a bull, all right, in a market. What we don't want to see is a low volume drift higher without ever coming back. I don't care about this little white candle here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 straight days without any notable pullback on terrible volume is dangerous. It's dangerous. It's as simple as that. I don't care what you're trading, what product it is. This is dangerous. If you're going to buy now, you're buying near this pivot. You're buying near probably the target. And what's your risk going to be? Probably all the way down here. So it's not ideal. So all we can do is trade what's in front of us. The market's showing its hand at the moment. It's just being, well, a bit of a knob the last few days, and that's what we've got. So we can only trade what's in front of us. All right, hourly. Let's have a look. So yesterday, double bottom into that big SPY gamma level down here. All right, no sweep. Protected this block here. Found a bid and just like slow grind all the way back up, sideways overnight, just like we did yesterday overnight, exactly the same pattern. So we've got liquidity there to use, but unfortunately about 15-20 minutes ago it just decided it was going to do a 100-point move and hit TP1. So, you know, this is what I mean, like on no volume, off absolutely thin air, we've just gone and done TP1. So if you're going to buy this now, you better know that one of your low-hanging fruits is gone, and the only thing left right now is 833 to aim for. And that is the problem with the market at the moment. It's being very silly doing these moves. It's probably because there's a lot of shorts caught, because everyone knows this is not a healthy market moving this way. But what they don't understand is you can keep guessing short all you want, but until there's a breakdown and a retest, there's no reason for it to go lower. So you've probably got shorts trying and trying and trying and trying and getting blown out. All right, the target's very clear. TP1's just got taken, which is this pivot from the 13th of November. TP2 is probably this double top up here, 832. And then if you get lucky, the edge of this old balance range, right? We've talked about this numerous times now. There's a 2-week balance range here. We're starting to get through some of it. The very edge of it will be into sort of 891. You might as well call it 900. Once we get into 900, if we base here, we're going to go for all-time highs. This is where we have one more week's balanced range, right, which we've rejected from. These are the buyers that bought the all-time high and got caught. It seems to me like it's adamant on going up there right now. So we can't ignore that. All right, we cannot ignore that. So, you know, we're bullish on pullbacks if they hold. You want to be very careful, though. If we don't hold the top of this or the bottom of this, we will collapse. All right, so this area in here becomes absolutely key for sentiment for the rest of the day. Bulls have got to hold this. If they want to go on parade, it's very simple. They have to hold this blue box. If they fail to hold that blue box, all it means is we're either going back into range in here, which will be very bad after a breakout, or we're going to lose that range and come back for these double bottoms down here, which would be a failed breakout, a look above and fail. So we want to be aware of that. All right, those are the things that we're looking at, basically. Why has that gone red? We don't want that. There we go. Okay, let's move up and have a look at what's going on elsewhere. Yes, same story. Let me just zoom out on this on a daily. Need to get. Yeah, same story. You can see what it's coming into. We can move this up. I'd say this is supply here right now. Starting to get into it. Targets will be 93 and basically the 900s through that all-time highs. All right, that's what you're looking at on the ES. Put these all-time highs in as well. I just want to see if there's any divergence to the spiders. Are we gapping up through that? All right, I know 850 is a big gamma level, or it was yesterday on the spiders. So we're going to have to watch that. Where's SPX? Here we go. All right, so 85 big gamma level, we're through it so far. If they hold 85, then you expect them to come and take these out. So there are some slight divergence here with the SPY. So it's looking to take that liquidity. Let's just call it 86 and then 86.60. Any hold above 85 is very, very bullish. If it fails to hold 85, this is the old gamma level all the way down here at 80, which we've failed to close under. I would say this market is not bearish. I'm going to repeat this. It is not bearish until it gets a close, a break, and a retest of this to stay heavy. This is bullish range rotation. It's adamant and holding this for whatever reason the dealers want to hold that level. So it is what it is. Market makers do not want this market rolling under 680, and it's probably because they need to get their holiday bonus because they haven't made any money. So that's where we're at. The Qs, same story. All right, tons of liquidity sat right here on the Qs. All right, that's your level. There will be gamma at 25, no doubt about it. And then you're looking for mid 26 breakouts there on the Qs. Just have a little look at the Dixie, still falling off a cliff. So that double top played out. Interesting. I just want to, before we get into the mag, chapter 30 year. This is the dangerous part for me. This is starting to base above this green box, which I've been talking about for months and months and months on end. All right, you can see from April where the pivot came. I'm watching this carefully to see how we react here. 10-year as well. I'd be somewhat concerned if these start breaking out. All right, let's look at the mag. All right, flat on Apple, building a range. Nothing to do here, folks. Break out of the high, didn't hold the pullback, back into a range. If it breaks down underneath, if Apple loses 212s, then you'll see weakness. But right now, it's just in a range, opening flat. Oh, that was AMD. What's going on? There we go, Apple. Okay, worse. That's actually worse. Okay, opening up slightly gap down. There's the breakout. There's the pullback. Lost this range here into a new base here. So you're watching Apple. Apple needs to hold 83.50 to 82s. If it loses 82s, we're going to see weakness in the market. So I'm going to set a price alert there. Amazon, same kind of story. It looks backside now, doesn't it? Let's be honest. All right, big grind up. There's your blow off top. Fails to make a new high. Has cracked underneath. That looks backside to me. All right, and so until Amazon reclaims 234, it is possible that it wants to move deeper and try and see if it can find a bid down here. I would say this is a bit like the Qs. Right, just a ridiculous push without coming and back testing anything. And this is what happens. You leave a blow off top and you have to come back and check to see if you can put in a higher low on a higher time frame. So that's what I'd be watching. Maybe it catches a bid in front of it and maybe they do like a 2-leg and go. But right now I'd be saying it's bullish all the time. It can stay above 28s, but I'd let this rotate back to it if any of you are looking to be long on Amazon. Goog. Gap up there on Goog, starting to turn the corner a little bit. You can see this is potential continuation here. If we can hold above 18s, it's got to move up there. Meta came out positive news this morning, and that is a bit of a squeeze. I'm a bit annoyed I'm not sized in more in this. That is frustrating. I'm long from the 80s. So it's not bad. I'm up 80 bucks, but I'm not sized in. I'm up more than 80 bucks. Okay, we're into the old gap. I might need to be thinking about taking some profit soon. Wow, I'm up 100 bucks on that a share. Okay. I got there quicker than I thought. All right, into the old gap here. So I'll probably sell some Meta in here and I'll see if we can close this gap. That's a nice move this morning. Okay, that's what got the market moving then. All right, big gap up in Meta. Let's see if it can hold into its old gap. Microsoft, that's in no man's land. Nothing to do there after yesterday. It needs to break out that range for anything to happen. Nvidia is trying to get going, but it's weak. Right, when we compare this to the rest of the mag, there's your pin high over the 200s. Can't sustain a bid. Pulls back into the bottom side of the range, tried to reclaim it, rejects. Bottom side of the range, tried to reclaim it, rejects. Breaks down under the range, now just trading sideways. All right, so really, it's got to get back above sort of 95s. If it can't do that, then there's a range going to be created here. And if we start losing this, you're going to have all the bulls up here trapped and there's a breakdown. So bulls really need to see a reclaim of 95s and 200s. Failing to do that, I'd be somewhat concerned because you're seeing relative weakness in this name. All right. So I wouldn't be a new money buyer here. Like if we start losing some of these levels, there's a wash down before it gets taken back up. But let's just see. I don't know what the market wants to do with this, but it's definitely weaker than all the other names right now. Tesla's still squeezing. It's on quite the run right now. It's impressive out of that pivot low. All right, so it failed to make a new high, breakdown, double bottom, importantly, reclaimed the range. That's the big difference, and squeezing back. So it should come all the way back to the top side of the range now, because this is a failed look below, and it should, in theory, it might take some time, but it should try and get back up to the top side of that range. So Tesla looking pretty bullish there, I'm going to say. Pretty impressive on a squeeze out. Let's have a look at the mag equally weighted overall. Yeah, Meta doing the damage and in a squeeze out. All right, so most of them opening up flat. Most opening up flat. There's not a whole lot to do here, I'm going to be honest, folks. We've want to be bullish, but they're not giving us much of a location to play with. So we want to see, I'm going to do this as a grey box because I don't want to get uber bullish here. All right, we've taken the liquidity. This red line was that first liquidity that I was looking for. Those in Discord would have seen that yesterday. So this level has been taken. The only thing left to aim for now is about 100 points higher. That's what we'd be aiming for if we're going to get going. So we want to see, do we hold previous day's value area high for that rotation? If we fail to hold that value, we're going to check POC. If we fail POC, we're going to check previous day value area low. If we come to previous day value area low, we've just lost the top side of that range again, and then you're going to expect it to come all the way down here. This is why I want to be cautious. Every day this week has been in balance up where we are now. All right, so they need to hold a breakout above it. Really, they need to be holding 80s. It's as simple as that. If they don't hold 80s, we go back into the death chop range, right? You can see it here. Here's Tuesday, here's Wednesday, and we're opening up there Thursday. All right, so you want to, if you're bullish, you really want to see them hold the top of this box. That's what you're going to want to see. If you're uber bullish, if you're Mr. Bull today, that's what you're going to want. All right, let's make sure I'm set up here. Was there a new Apex sale, is there? Didn't see it. My bad. They probably emailed. And here we go. Bella's just messaged me. Just as you said that. Just as you said that. All right, back into previous day. Value area high. They've got a website outage at Apex, so just be aware if you're trying to buy something and it's not going through. She's just messaged me saying they've got an outage. Okay, so already through previous day value area high, not holding the top of that range. That's not what I would want to see if I was a bull. In fact, that's quite the opposite. All right, based on NinjaTrader, however, I've got previous day value area high down at 60. So I'm going to respect that. That's what NinjaTrader's saying to me. No, it's not. That's wrong. That is wrong. Let's move it up. It is at 80. I just adjust these slightly. Give me a second, folks. Okay, so it's lost previous day's value area high. Back into yesterday's range. This is the range I don't want to play in this grey box. I've got no interest in trading in this grey box. Let's just wait and see. Let's see what the mag's doing. Have a little look. See all of the mag gapping up so far. Meta the big winner, 3.77% up. I'll be watching these 85s on SPY, which they're currently holding. So that's your over-under. That's your over-under on SPY. Back to VWAP on this market and on the spiders. Giving back that whole move. Looks like a failed breakout to me so far. Look at that whole move gone back. So dumb. This is what I mean. It's a dumb market right now. Very stupid market how it's moving. There's no volume. No one in control of this market. It's just a bit of a whipsaw. So I've lost interest the last week or two in this market. I think it's very, very dangerous. The fact that we took that liquidity pre-market. Where's my mouse? All right. The fact that we took this liquidity pre-market and bulls did not just hold this is a big no-no. All right, here's your previous day point of control. If we come back here and we fail this level, then a rotation back down to here is very, very possible. And if we lose that, then we might as well go and take that double bottom from yesterday. So bulls really need to reclaim previous day value. All right, that's what they need to reclaim. They need to get back above previous day value area high. Otherwise, we're just in a chop zone, which I refuse to trade. So you refuse to trade that. Okay, just got an email from Take Profit. So their sale ends Sunday. So that 30% off with 100% of your money back will end on Sunday. So you've got this week to get that sale. Wow, Apex. So 60% sale, but $6 PA fee. Basically free. It's really good, actually. Okay, there you go. Failed to reclaim. Wow, this is aggressive now. Failed to reclaim. And coming right back down to the bottom side of this range. And if we lose this, we're going to come all the way back down to previous day value area low. So this is VWAP from yesterday. This is heavy. What a market. This is what I'm saying. It's open to fail breakouts because there's no volume being traded. And there you go. We're coming back down to yesterday's value area low. Just like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes in, we've done a failed breakout and gone all the way down to the previous day's value area low after opening up above it. That is not a good look, folks. It's a really bad look for the market. It's really, really, really bad. It's not what you want to see if you're a bull. And we are going to take out previous day value area low. And if they sell previous day value area low, you best believe we're going to come all the way down for this double bottom yesterday, where we've got a ton of liquidity. So this is basically the same thing we've seen the last 2 days. Morning wash. Let's see if they bid off previous day value area low now. Every part of me wanted to take shorts, but I can't. I'm not going to. I've told myself I'm not fighting this trend. But you can just see all they want to do is trap participants both sides right now. Okay, so let's see how we act when we get back up here. Current point of control, previous day point of control, 640. That's probably your control bar, so to speak, or your control point. All right, under that, more damage can be done. But right now, all we're doing is trading inside of the chop, aren't we? Because this blue to blue is yesterday's chop and the day before's chop and the day before's chop. So you're watching 650s now and see if they sell 650s, or if they reclaim 650s and reclaim 680s, then we're going to go for new highs. And this will just be a wash that gets absorbed just like yesterday. Let's see. So Apple's gone red, Amazon's gone red, Google's gone red. You imagine there is some form of follow through here to the downside at some point, but who knows? We all know what this market's been like recently. Sell the morning and then squeeze all the way back up. Is it going to do the same again? Very, very possible, isn't it? All right, so here's the test towards that 640, 650. This is the area. If they reclaim this, they're probably going to go straight back for the highs again. It's just an absolutely stupid market at the moment. If you think it's anything other than that, then I don't know what to tell you. This market is just dumb. Dumb, dumb, dumb. So here's the 40s. Can they get back up to the 50s? And how do they act once they get to the 50s? And if they reclaim the 50s, then I would imagine they're going to go all the way back to the highs. That's what you've got at the moment. They're starting to try and absorb this to try and get that squeeze. Ridiculous that we're trading inside value again. How are we trading inside value again? It's complete Groundhog Day. All right, failing 40s and 50s. Are they going to see any continuation? Can we come back for the lows at this point? So I'm going to put a small piece on here. I'm very, very skeptical about sizing in right now. So a tiny piece down to see if we can take out this value area low. Holding previous day's VWAP, which is right here, 600. So this is your over under. I need to sell through 600 here. Let me just check this profile. Big selling coming in there and not getting their way. So I'm very aware of that right now. If we get follow through under 600, then I'll size in. Until that point, I'm not going to size in. Just got a starter on. But the 40s and 50s, like I talked about, expect rotation from here to here. If we break this, we should come back for this. If we break that, we're coming down here. Any reclaim of this is a big no-no if we're looking for shorts, all right? Any reclaim of 50s is a big no-no. So I've got a tiny bit of tiny starter on. That's it. I want to see if we get follow through under 600. I'm trying to sell aggressively here again. Here we go. So starting to see a bit of follow through. We've got an imbalance down to 80 and another one at 70. So I don't want to see bulls step in here. I will cut this if I see them starting to step in. It's just a starter, nothing more than that. What a dumb market. Dumb is made for dum-dums here. We're trading fucking 4 days in this range that we spent 3 weeks in before. Can you fucking believe it? Cannot move out of this range. All right, out of this now. Basically flat scratch trade. I'm actually green on it somehow. This feels like yesterday. It feels exactly the same as yesterday, just a bit higher. All right, we're into value. So basically, they failed to hold the top. They came down to the bottom of previous day's value. Buyers bid up here. I still think there's a chance to do this move because we left it yesterday, but it all depends what their intentions are. You just want to be very careful. If they reclaim 50s, all shorts are off the table. Very hard trying to fade these moves at the moment. Definitely bears got stuck there under 600 twice. Those last two attempts under 600. Let me get rid of previous day's VWAP, which is also 600, by the way. Midpoint of range. So I'm going to leave this alone and let it shake out. Had my first attempt, didn't go for me. So let me just get VWAP on and leave this alone for a minute. Okay, yeah, definitely those shorts under 600 got caught. So we're coming back towards these 50s again. Like I said, if they reclaim 50s, I would say it's a big leave alone. There's PDC up there. If they reclaim that, it's a big leave alone short side. If they reject that, then you might want to have another attempt. Flowzone is pointing down, VWAP is pointing down, but this is a big level here, previous day point of control. Not the ideal level to execute at. Mixed bag on the mag as well. Okay, they're rejecting it. Mixed bag on the mag. This is a 4th day in a row. Nvidia up 1.73, Microsoft up 0.17, Meta up 4.24%. I might have to start selling some of that. Google down 1.14%, Amazon down 0.80%, Apple down 0.57%. So you've got a complete mixed bag there. Let me check my Meta. How much am I up on that now? So anyone that took Meta with me in Discord, you might want to consider shifting a little bit of it as we're into that gap. I'm up about 10%. I've only got a starter on though. Okay, back to these 600s. We know this is where bears got stuck on the last attempt. They got stuck under 600. Still rejecting VWAP, still rejecting point of control, still rejecting previous day close. So bears are trying to protect this level here. Bulls are trying to protect 600. That's where bears got stuck. The rotation right now is from basically 600 to 650. That's your rotation. Henrik, yes, you can do it on an ATM strategy. You can have it automated for you. Failing 600 here, back to where these bears got stuck. Are we going to see some follow through? Back down into an imbalance. Say 600 now as you're under over. Now we've snapped it. All right, if they reject 600 on this retest of it, where this big seller just came in, then we might see a new low of day. If they reclaim this, we're going to go straight back to 650. They've got the opportunity here. Nothing, just flat. 600, 600, 600, 600, 600, 600, 600. Come on, bears, do something. All right. Are we going to do something here? Current value on the day, 80s. Once we break 80s, I think you see a wash. Microsoft gone red now as well. Google giving back some as well. Sorry, Meta giving back some as well. Market's starting to sort of roll over a little bit. At 600 your level, bears need to defend 600. Reclaim that, we go straight back up to 650. So we're just dancing in the midpoint range. This is the old balance. Remember, this grey box is the old balance. All right, bears need to defend this. We didn't. Bulls couldn't hold it. We came to the other side. Bears need to defend this level to get this move and then this move. If bears fail to defend this level, a squeeze is available. That's what you've got. You've got see money, take money. Nothing more than just small little scalps. I'm with you, Czar Trader. This is what happens when we go into balance. But what I'd say is once we move out of balance, we will get some big, big, big moves, regardless of which direction it goes. But you see how SPY lost that gamma level of 85? We opened above it and it instantly lost it. All right, so we're pinned there. Can't get above it. If we keep failing there, there's potential for a rotation to 80. If we fail 80, there's gamma at 78 and then 70. So those are the dealer's levels. That's where they're pinning price at the moment. And they're just rotating between them. What an awful start again. I really don't know what you're going to do with that. What's your opening candle? I guess 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's nothing to play on a 5 minute. So I guess if you played like a 30-second orb, you probably got a flush, a breakdown under there. But other than that, I don't really see much to play with. Apple losing that that edge. I just got a notification, so Apple's crossing the 82. So if it loses that, that's the breakdown level. So be aware of that. Yeah, breaking down. You can see this level I put on. This can drag the market down with it if it starts letting go. That's why I put price light there. Yeah, Apple heavy. Starting to lose 600s. It's starting to retest time and time again and starting to lose it. No doubt about it. It's starting to lose the 600s. You might get a wash here. If it's a big if we lose 600 and Apple starts breaking down, you might get a wash to previous day's value area low. And under that, there is definitely a bigger move available. Just no follow throughs. Lots of bids coming in here into 60s. Wow, look at that. Straight back up to test the 600s. Did Apple just get saved? They're trying to save 82s. What an awful market, man. Okay, this is your level now, sort of 600, 610s. Bears need to defend that. Failing to defend that will open up a squeeze all the way back up to 50s. VIX is breaking out. Is there going to be follow through in this market, or are we just going to be stuck inside the previous range, which is what we're in at the moment? We're stuck inside previous day's value. God awful. So rejecting 600 again. There's a bid down at 550. I'm wondering if we come down to him. That would be previous day's value area low. 600 above 600, they can trigger like a 50-point squeeze very quickly. So be very careful there. Fucking shit market, man. Don't know why I bother at the moment. So testing 600 again, failing 600 again, these buyers. But no bears taking control. There's no follow through. Apple's now lost the 82s. That's a big problem for this market. It just depends if the rest of the market follows suit to go risk off. That is a problem for the market, I would say, at the moment, is lost the 82s. There's just no follow through. Like we've just stuck. Getting skippy here. Whoa, what's that? Whoa. Ninja Trader's frozen for me now. Yeah, this is frozen as well. Look at this. What's going on? CME gone down or something? Whoa. Ninja Trader having a nightmare. Is it going to catch up? There we go. It's caught up now. Wow. No, it's still behind. I'm watching price. Ninja Trader way behind on my screen. Be careful, folks. I'm having data lag issues here. I can see it because we're seeing different prices on Ninja versus Bookmap. TradingView lagging a little bit as well for a minute. It seems to have caught up 99s-ish. Yeah, it's caught up-ish. Right, be careful here. If they reclaim 600s, there is a 50-point squeeze out. Apple trying to reclaim 82s. God, we're just doing a 30-point dance. This is fucking stupid, mate. Just sell it. Just sell it down to previous day value. Just stop trying to bid in front of it. I think we want to come to the 550s. They're just not letting it happen. Apple lost 82s again. How long have we been sideways for now? 10 minutes. 80s here are key. Fail 80s, we probably come 50s. Fail 80s, we probably come 50s. Here it comes. Probably coming for 50s here, folks. You're probably going to see 50s here. They're just taking ages to sell it. So building this out here. Once this lets go, you're probably going to see this. And under this, I think we can come down here. But if you are short versus this, you need to be covering some into this previous day value area low, because if they want to bid up off this, they can. So this will be TP1 and this would be TP2. Your ninja's good. Yeah, mine's caught up. It just, once we had those big players come in, this guy here, this 100 lot come in over and over again, it just completely froze. But then so did TradingView. When I looked at TradingView, it froze in there. So maybe it was like an internet thing. Still not getting down to previous day's value. Oh my God, still they rotate. 20, 30 point of chop here. How are they not selling this? What I'd be concerned about is bears have potential control here, right? Because bulls needed to hold above here. They didn't. We've sold. We've rejected. We've sold. Here's the edge. All they need to do is step in and get under here. Why are they not doing it? That's what I have in the back of my mind. Why are we not seeing sell pressure when Apple's lost its bid? It's breaking down under a key level. Why are we not seeing that pressure? A bit like April, isn't it? Every chance they have, they're not doing it. SPY got absolutely clobbered at that 85 though. And it looks like it's just going to come all the way down to 80 at the moment. It's lost its pre-market low. Yeah, I'd say 80, 82, 80, 82, 60 looks key. So, and then under that, back to the 80s. Under 80s, this whole market burns, in my opinion. You want to see it's starting to get tight here. I'm just slightly cautious about taking another trade. I'm not seeing bears step in aggressively, and that would concern me about thinking about a short near previous day value area low. Julian, having trouble with my Ninja Trader, closed out my 725 short. I'm tilted. 725. Oh, you were short from 725. Well, if you close that out, then you made money anyway. Don't stress about it. Don't get tilted about that. I would get tilted if you were the wrong side of it, but you've made good money on that. Don't even stress it. Oh, please, market. Please don't just rotate for another whole day. Please. Got anything else on the calendar? Bowman at midday, that's it. Still rejecting those 600s, but this is not looking good. If you ask me, bears should have come flying in already, and they're not. That's the only thing I'd say. They should have come flying in. They had the chance to come flying in. We've not even retested previous day's value area low. We got close, but we didn't actually retest it. So all the time we're rejecting grey box. I'd say this move here and potentially this move here is possible. A reclaim of this, I'd be risk off, because then you're going to see potential squeeze back up 650 and then through that back to the highs. And this is what we did the last few days, isn't it? Big sell at the open, sideways, 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 grind, 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 grind all the way back up. So just be aware of that. If it reclaims this grey box here, I'd be very concerned about looking for any more downside. So I know I'm quiet, guys, but there's nothing more to do than that. SPY did just reject its attempt to reclaim PDC, so that's pretty bearish, actually. Let's see if they actually get followed through, though. Still not taking out the 50s. I still feel like it wants to get to the 50s. They're sat there. See all these buyers coming in here. 70 or 60 and 50s. Got room to 500. It's bid down at 500. They're trying to sell through these participants. There's just no big knife, which is what I'd be looking for. That big knife sell candle. It feels like it's coming. Here we go. All right, 50s are coming up here. This player on a boat. Let's see if he pulls his order. This is better. Now they're having a good go. They just needed to retest one more time. All right, so cover point here into previous day value area low. And then hold your runners, because if you get a breakdown, we can look at PDH and we can look at this low down here into 418s. So here's your previous day value area low. So this must be TP. Take some of your size off here into this. And let's see if they want to let go of previous day's value and let us rotate or not. If they hold previous day's value, then this whole day, right, if they keep holding previous day's value, this whole day is going to trade inside this box. All right, this is what we did yesterday. We traded inside this. We haven't held it. We've come down and retested it. All right, if we can't break down under this or we do a look below and reclaim, then we're going to come back up and test these. If we sustain an auction lower under here, then my expectation is the low 400s. And once we get under there, that will be the 680 on SPY. If we let go of that, we will get a big puke out. Big puke out. Can we see 398 today? I mean, yes, potentially. I mean, potentially we can see 0 today, right? So I'd be watching for 420s. If we break this, I'd be watching for 420s. That would be my first port of call. Can we get down into this? Because we left that yesterday, and I said that if we leave that, it looks a little bit dubious. But they can still hold a bid here. All right, this value area is the spike high from that Sunday open. Is it Sunday open or Friday close? Can't remember. Is it Sunday open? Seems like Sunday open. This is like the Sunday open high where we are now. So you got to be covering some here. But what is looking good is VIX is still driving higher. And it's got room. If we start breaking out of 1660 on the VIX, we can trade all the way back up to 17s. And that will increase sell side pressure on this market. But yeah, you should be have trimmed some of your size down here as we traded into value, and now you can just wait. Hopefully you've got room. If you were entering at 600, you know, you've made 50 points, you've got room to see if your runners will go for you. And if they do, you're going to get about a 100-point trade out of this. If you're actually more than that, you're going to get 200-point trade. So if you were short anywhere around these here, either 650 or 600, here's your TP1. Your TP2 is all the way down here. Do not hold on a reclaim of this level here. All right, this is a flat top here. If it reclaims this, you cut the trade. Really, you'd want them to reject this shelf here now, 76s, all right? So really, you'd want this to be rejected. I'm going to do this as red. It's a bit thicker. And those are your levels. Really, you'd want that grey box to reject. Good so far. They tried to buy into it. There's a passive seller up there because we saw some aggressive buying into it. There is still a passive seller at 80s, which is good, which is what you want to see. Really nice. This is much better now, folks. What I'm starting to see on the tape is starting to look a bit better. So we had some aggressive buying into 70 and 80 and they didn't get anywhere. So there is a passive seller still at 70s and 80s. All the time he's there, we can potentially move lower. If he gets taken out though, I'd be very, very cautious. All right, so this grey box, that's kind of your first over-under. If we start eating through that, we can still reject up here into 600, but really we want this edge to stay heavy, especially now that I've seen that there's a passive seller on the book up there. Spine to 683. Remember, 82s was a level. There was a level at 82s when I looked last night on the options chain. The bigger level obviously is 80. How long we got? Okay, we're into a new hour here. Need to be careful. We're into new H1, H4 here. Do need to be careful of this. We might see a rebalance. Rebalance could take us all the way back up to 620s, which is not ideal. Do not want to see that. Okay, so coming back up to maybe test the edge of this grey box. If we get through it, then they're going to come and test 610. I don't want to be in anything if we're coming up there. Here come the aggressive buyers again. There's still a passive seller up here. Right, that's another attempt to break into the 80s. There's still a passive seller up there. I don't think he's going to have unlimited funds. So if these buyers keep going, at some point he won't be there anymore. Aggressive selling coming in now. They're looking for a breakdown. Let's see if there's someone on the bid the other side of it. Oh, it's slow, isn't it? Always worries me when we're slow near an edge. You just think it wouldn't take that much to turn it around. These buyers at the moment can't get back through 80. They keep trying over and over again. It doesn't mean it won't happen, but they've tried 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times here. Aggressively as well, market buys, and they're not getting their way. Apple trying to reapproach 282, so we want to be careful on a reclaim of that. That might signal that the market's not willing to move lower. Maybe Zav, but I don't think we will sit in this same range until next Wednesday. I think that's asking quite a lot of the market. I think we'll see a move out of the range before FOMC. I think you find we've already priced in the cut. It's something like an 85% chance of the cut now in December. I think that you'll find that we've already priced it in because we're back to where we were when we thought the cut was going to happen, especially on the S&P. All right, retest of 80s here. 95% now, is it? Geez. Yeah, so that's just getting higher and higher and higher. This 80s is where this seller's been hanging out, and I don't think he's going to be here too much longer because they keep chomping through him. So this grey box, and if they get through grey box, they're going to go red box. If they protect grey box, I think we can potentially see new lows. We are protecting previous day's value area low right now. At the moment, no doubt about it. We're creating a bit of a new shelf here, so I'd say this little spike here is starting to become important. Bulls are protecting that at the moment. It's basically 80 to 60, you're in 20-point range. Like just like this. That's your range, this grey box, box to box. If we break under value though, yesterday's lows are possible. It's back to current value area low on the session. Are they going to expand current value on this session or not? So rejecting 80s again. Not seeing expansion of current value yet. They're trying to sell this same level. They've tried these. So there's been aggressive sellers at 60 for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 minutes. They've tried to aggressively sell 60 without getting their way, which means there's a buyer here. There's a buyer at 60. All right, so there's a seller at 80 and there's a passive buyer at 60, which is why we keep getting blocked in. So there's someone just limit buying, refreshing here, and there's someone limit selling, refreshing here, which is why we keep getting these wicks this side and wicks this side, all right? And we're just doing this dance. Once one of those loses, I think either this or this is going to happen. Well, I don't think, I know. Yeah, well, there you go, JD. I mean, then it's priced in then, isn't it? Yeah, if we think about this on a daily, all right, this was basically up here. We were like, yeah, we're going to do December rate cuts, okay? And then market came out, we had AI fear and everything else, and then Powell gave the like little sort of hawkish tone, and we lost it. And then down here, Fed came back in and said, no, we still think we're going to cut. Oh, well, we're right back to where we were, right? So I think it's kind of priced in. And I don't think we can just stay here forever. I think we either need a drift down here or it just needs to put on a giant squeeze and just trash everyone out. I don't think we stay in here till next Wednesday. I think that's asking too much of the market. But who knows? Maybe you're right. Who was it that said it? Zar or Zav? Maybe you're right. Maybe they are able to do it. But I think that's asking quite a lot to pin us for that amount of time. Oh, I want to go back to sleep. Market's not moving. It's just so silly. It's so dumb. Pre-market 100-point spike, takes out the liquidity, comes back under, goes sideways, open, dump, pull back, and now just trapped. My bias really is the moment we break this blue line, we're probably coming down to this white line here. But it's hard to be bearish at the low of the previous day value, all right, because that's where we found bids from yesterday, isn't it? Think about this, where we found bids from yesterday. So sellers got trapped down here yesterday. We found bids here and the day before, all right? So I want to be careful trying to get short too late in the day. Been down here so long now, POC has now moved down to the 80s as well. This red line. I think there's a big sell coming in. I think it's coming because buyers are not getting the squeeze out. I think there's a snap coming soon. Delta getting heavy. I think there's a snap coming soon. Here we go. They're trying. Where's that bidder? 50, refreshing 50 buyer. Has he just caught enough? Still in a range, still just 80 to 50. Feels like there's a move coming very, very soon. Just watching the wiggle in the tape. I thought they were about to sell that violently then. Surprised they got saved by this guy right here into 55s. They're coming back to check him to see if he's going to refresh it again and buy again. Yeah, 60 to 80 is the rotation. He's still refresh buying that. Feels heavy, but it's not moving. Feels heavy, but it's not moving. Someone's going to get caught. Retapping this 60. He keeps refresh bidding. And again he's refreshed. And again he's refreshed. And again he's refreshed. Selling through him now. Now they're going to come for the 40s. All right. Are we going to see follow through? There's a decent sized bid at 40s that we can't even get down into. Back to the 60s where that refresh bid was before. This was his level. And he's bid again. And again. Come back down to test him again at 60s. Mate, what a mess. Is he going to save this and cause a squeeze now? Yep. What a messy tape. Oh, what a messy tape. Well, that says everything you need to know. He refreshed bid over and over and over again at 60. Then he pulled his bid. He let them through, and they couldn't come in even clear out 40. And then he just went, well, if you're that weak, I'll jump back in again. Refresh caught 60s, and now we're trading 70s. We never even got down to the 40s. It's absolutely pathetic. So they're successfully defending previous day's value. So at the moment, you've got to say, all we're looking at is a rotation. There's no expansion outside of previous day's value. And it's very messy at the lows. And they've tried to sell it a couple of times. That candle at, what time was this? That 10:10 candle. Is it 10:10? Yeah. The bears came flying in at 70. They then offered aggressively at 60 and 50, and then in the next candle down to 50. They got scooped back up. They had another big sell at 50 at 10:13, and they failed. Is there a news event we expect to release this shitty PA? No, not at the moment. Let's have a look at the calendar. PCE tomorrow, maybe. Consumer sentiment, maybe, but who knows? We've got all these delayed reports coming, like next week, job openings, delayed report, employment cost, delayed report, Fed rate decision, initial jobless claims. I mean, the jobs yesterday were bad. We lost like another, was it 32,000? Market went higher though, it's okay. Nothing to see here, really healthy market. Just no one with any work. But it's okay. No one with any work. Everyone on credit. We saw more people not being able to pay their mortgages again this month. That's gone up 3 months in a row. But don't worry, it's okay because Nvidia's all right. It's holding on. Don't worry. Nothing else matters other than AI and chips nowadays. Who's going to buy the fucking AI and chips for their new computers or new this or new car or new anything if no one's got a fucking job? It's fucking stupid, mate. Absolutely stupid. I guarantee you, if we'd done a pullback earlier in the year since that April pivot, we wouldn't be up anywhere near as high as we are now. Okay, so they reclaimed. So they're going to go 80s. Now they're taking this box. It's possible they come up for these 600, 610s. Any reclaim of up there will cause a squeeze. So this is like your channel. You're starting to see a bit of compression here. It's something like this, where you're sort of pinned in, right? All right, just make it simple for you. Actually pin. Oh, didn't mean to do that. All right, and if they want to come up to the top of value, they will. And that will be a fail to get underneath. Sellers failed to get underneath previous day's value. Buyers failed to bid over previous day's value. Sorry, previous day's value, which means we're going to be left with this. That's what we're left with today at the moment until we move outside of value. That's all we've got. It's all we've got, folks. We can only trade with what's in front of us. That's all we're being given right now is rotation. Fun. Fun, fun, fun. Yeah, lots of you saying back to bed. I kind of feel the same, I'm going to be honest. Just hanging around in case we move outside of rotation. I'm not going to trade inside rotation. If we move outside of rotation, I am interested. Did they just fail 80s again? Oh my God. All right, back with flip POC, so we're above POC now. Apple trying to reclaim 82s. Be a big level that if it reclaims it. So slow. Jack saying you're long. Well, good luck, mate. Makes sense if you're just playing value. Still making lower highs, though. But if you're playing versus value on a rotation, as long as you've got your stop there, it makes sense. I don't trust it right now. Still think it's a battle. We are starting to see it sort of go sideways. I think that the way I'd describe it is there's a lack of control. There's a lack of control right now. Target is new session high. Well, you're asking quite a lot because the session high is over previous day's value. Doesn't mean it won't get there, but you're not even through current, you're bidding on previous day value area low. You're not even through current value area high on the day to try and create a new session high. You're asking quite a lot. It can easily come up here and just get slammed and go here all day. I think back to these 80s where they haven't been able to bid through so far. Personally, I don't think it's anything to do here. Like, I understand the longs you guys are taking off previous day's value area low, but I'm not seeing big bullish sentiment come in. Not yet. Not seeing like a big drive higher and then a pullback that holds a higher low. It's very slow. Still not even through VWAP. What's that? Is that London rejection? What's the low there? Yeah, not even at London lows yet. Man, this is bad. I wish they should just close down for December, because it's like no one comes back after Thanksgiving. Right, a week before Thanksgiving was shit volume. This is just as shit. Like everyone's just taking it off. No one's come back to work. Look at the breadth. It's completely mixed out there. Meta, the big winner in the market. Let me open this up from Viz, or are you going to be stupid? Yeah, big winners today. Meta, GV. Banks, well, banks are mixed as well. Banks are okay, but credit services are all down. Healthcare's down. Diagnostics are down. Consumer defensive is down. Consumer services outside of Meta and Apple are down. Basic materials are down. Energy's flat. Real estate's up. Utilities probably flat. Just nothing going on. I think you take Meta out the equation and this market's in a bit more of pain. Okay, so you need to base here at 80. So you've had numerous attempts to get through it. You've got through it. Now you're pulling back to it and you need to hold it. If you don't hold it, I'd be very concerned for those of you who are bullish, because you've just popped through, tapped VWAP and failed. And you're not holding the 80s. And that's what the game is right now. And you didn't hold it. So back to 60s. You lose 60s, you're probably going to see a new lower day. That's what I say. I don't think there's anything bullish here. Your chance to be bullish would have needed to hold that level. You can see here's your compression. There's the break. Did they hold that? No. All right, so bulls are not in control. We'll just go back into this death chop. The death chop. And I wouldn't be surprised to see a new low of day here at this point, because you've just had a failed breakout, for those of you who are looking bullish. So back into that current value area low. If you lose this, we're going to come back down for low of day and previous day value area low. So current value area low right here, right now. If we lose this, I think you probably see a new low of day. And if you snap that, it could get very nasty, because we've been here a long time now. They're trying to desperately save it here. They know if they lose this, bulls, they're in big trouble. So underneath current value, I'd say there's a new low day coming at this point. So there's previous day's value. Guess who's in it short? There we go. So I told you. Don't say I didn't tell you. In this short, let's see how much expansion we can get, because it trapped all you bulls who were looking for the rotation without it giving you a reason. Here we go. How low can we go? All right, 520s here. Let's see if we can get fives. And then if we break under fives, let's see if we can get into those low fours. Why have I not got this marked out? What is this level? I'll check this level for Ninja. 420s. Covering a little piece here into the 520s and see if we can get another 100 points here or not. Would be nice. Would be a gift. Any reclaim of value though, I'll cut the rest. Need to see this reject previous day value area low now for continuation. Good rejection so far. Need to see previous day value area low stay heavy now. That's what I need to see. That's what I'm going to risk against. There or thereabouts. Any reclaim of that will be a look below and fail, and I'll cut it. Nice try. Good work, Troy. Yeah. Yeah, that's why I didn't want to be bullish. Like, I get what you guys were looking at for the holder value, but this, we didn't see this. That's your confirmation to hold above a range. It never holds above a range. All right, so you guys buy this. We didn't even get above current value on the day, like I said. They sell into it. Now you got everyone buying this breakout and they dump them. And like I said, once you lost 80s, it was a problem. And then you lost POC, and then you lost previous current value, and then you lost previous day value, and then you washed. So I'm now out of this, but if it reclaims now and bases, then you've got more of a chance long. But this is still bearish in my mind. But if you reclaim value, maybe you go rotation again. Apple's selling more, 1% down now. VIX did just spike up through that 1663. Couldn't hold a bid there. Where did we just trade down to? Look at that gamma level on SPY, that 82. Big fucking level, man. It's just the options dealers are controlling the markets in this last quarter. It's very annoying. I hate having to check options levels, but that's where we're at right now. So they held 82s. Okay, now if they hold, you look better because you've had a look below and fail. All right, so I'd say for bulls now you've looked below, so I got short for this breakdown. Now if you start holding this for rotation, you look better because there'll be lots of breakout shorts who came out in here. You still really want to get back above 80. That 80's been massive. You can see it here. All right, trapped, break above, failed, back to it. All right, this is your over-under. Bulls need to hold above 80. It's as simple as that. I'm going to use the bathroom while this shakes out for a minute. Yeah, I mean, I don't even hate what you did, Jack. I just think as long as you cut and you know, you had your reasons. For me, it's not something I take, but your reasons were we were holding previous day value. It's not a bad reason to look for that trade. I get what you're looking for. I would just say that in here, it probably hasn't given you. If this held here, I would say in my mind, that's the point where I'm like, okay, well, bulls are now defending and leaving trapped sellers, right? That for me would be your cue. That was a failed breakout. That's also a failed breakdown. This is your ledge. Bulls just need to hold this. If bulls hold this, you've got a chance for the rotation now. So it's the same story, because if you just think about how we built structure, right, here, test 80, fail. Test 80, fail. Get above 80, fail. Back above 80, needs to hold this range, right? And really you want to hold the top of the range, because that will leave all the sellers trapped, and then you can use their pain to go higher. Much like the opposite up here, all right? Once we took out previous day's high, there's previous day's value area high. Bulls, all they needed to do was defend this for a move higher today. They didn't defend it, so we go back in. So I'm not bullish unless we hold this. We said that this morning. So it's the same thing, just the other way around. You've got to defend a level and leave sellers stuck, right? The same way sellers here, right, had the opportunity to defend this and leave all the buyers who keep accumulating in here stuck. Sellers would have needed to defend this to complete this move down here. They failed, right? So now you've got both sides. You've got buyers and sellers in here. So above 80, bulls have control. Below 60s, bears have control. In between, no one has control. That's how I interpret it. Hopefully that makes sense. And you're starting to see them hold the 80s. And it's key. So you bulls now are holding 80s. You should see expansion. Here you go. So this is so much better, isn't it? You see that? Now we leave them trapped. You pull back. You hold. POC's flip. That's helping you. Now my TP1 would be into here, because we've not been able to get above value. So I'd be looking for 600, 610. And I'd be taking some off, because there's no guarantee. Remember, this is the bigger, if we zoom out, this is your bigger range from the last few days and overnight. All right, there's your overnight. So you're not truly bullish until you reclaim that now. You want to get back inside that range. So for me, how I would be trading, don't want to move that. I would be taking a little bit of profit into this red box, right? Between this red box and you've got multiple things here. You've got 600, you've got the red box, 608, and you've got VWAP there. So I'd be looking to lift a bit of size off. This is how I would trade it if I was trading it. I'd be long, sell some, wait and see if we can get above, add some, and then try and sell into these pushes. Right, that's how I would personally trade this. Thank you, darling. Good thing for you is SPY's reclaimed VWAP. So they defended gamma level at 82. They've reclaimed VWAP. They're coming up to 84s now. So SPY's got another dollar push in it, all right? SPY can get up to 85. We know 85 is a massive, massive level, right? That is a big cool wall up there, all right? So you're starting to see some good alignment here. What you really want to see is Apple reclaim 282s, which we're not seeing. Not yet. And you want to defend now the VWAP and POC. You do not want to see it trade under there. It's got no reason. If you're bullish now, it's got zero reason to trade under this. It needs to trade over this. It needs to get into this, and then you can start accelerating. If we get into the red box and base above it, you can start accelerating. But like I said, I would have already taken a little bit of profit here. If you bought 82s, I know it's not very much, but I would have taken 20, 25 points, a little bit of profit, and I'd be waiting to see if you can do this up here now for a re-add. Does that make sense, Jack? Again, I don't hate what you did. Like, I don't think it's a terrible trade down there. It's just, don't think you got confirmation. Look at the difference with the flow zones now. They want to try and support it. All right. So you've just trapped all the bears under here now. Now you're trying to support it. Wicked. Good stuff. Good stuff, mate. There you go. This is looking good now. So TP1 here, basically here to green if you haven't already taken some. And wait and see now if you can base above current value. If you can base above this red box, if you can base in here, create some bullish kind of move, then you can look for this drive. I'd say like the 40s, point of control from yesterday. What's this? Is that gap fill? That might be gap fill. Is that gap fill? Hang on. I'll check my other chart here. Going confused. What's what? Yes, that is gap fill. Yeah, so gap fill. All right, so you're looking really good now. This is really, really good. Now you've got the bears caught. Now you're starting to see the acceleration. Look at the difference in candles. Big candles. Buyers in control. You're looking really good. So now you'd be looking for any pullbacks. Now, if you want to hold or add, you want to hold sort of 608, somewhere around there. And then these are your targets now. So I'd say liquidity is here for sure. So 30s, 50s, 60s. And if you get really lucky, previous day value area high, and very lucky above here. But I'd be definitely selling some into here because that's been most of the rotation today, isn't it? And that's most of the box. A bit of a battle here. You want to see this hold the bottom side of this red box now. All right, you want to see this hold the bottom side of this red box because that's going to confirm that we're reclaiming the range from overnight. All right, so if we move you, into a 5 minute. Don't worry about this. This red box is incorrect. If we move into a 5 minute, all right, you can see that we get thick here from this week. This right here. Oh, come on, buddy. Right, this right here is where we get thick this week. And overnight, you can see these lows, right, where buyers kept stepping in. Well, it's those buyers who have become sellers this morning. So this is their chance to get out break even. Now, if they don't take that chance and they rebid it, then that's your move, 650s. All right. Don't expect more than 650s. Hopefully, you get more than 650s, but don't expect it. It's very possible that they reject these levels here. Okay, it's very, very possible. But if you get into here, that's your thick area. You can sell some into 650. If you get above that, then by all means, you can hold for higher day. It's looking so much better now. So much better. Just all you have to do is wait a little bit. And just manage your expectations. Manage your expectations. So you filled that H1. Do you remember we said 618s would be fill? So if we go to H1. All right, so this did the old H1 trap. Right below, failed. Candle goes red to green. Back up to fill H1. And if you get really lucky, you get up into that wick. Honestly, it's if today's proof of anything, it's proof that even in shit markets, the key is the same thing. It's just waiting for one side to get caught. Just be careful here. Hopefully you've locked some good money in. You need it to hold sort of this edge. If it doesn't hold the edge, don't be sitting in it too long. Just reading that email from Apex. That's insane, isn't it? Now paid out over $600 million. So all 6 evals are all priced at $196. Is that right? With 60% off all sizes, and 60% off first month and recurring month, and $6 for a lifetime fee, and $60 for resets. It's quite jokes. So all evals, basically any size eval right now is priced. Oh, that is a good deal. It's priced at $78.40, especially for the bigger ones. And all activation fees are priced at $6. So every single account right now is priced at $84.40 to get by the time you're funded. That, especially for the bigger sizes, that is very, very good. Very, very good. Impressed. All right, so you're trying to search up into these 50s. Hopefully you get it. We've got liquidity. I'm going to just delete this red box, all right? You know where this red box is, but I'm just going to delete it so you can see a bit better. We have some stops, all right? We have some swing stops sat here at about 42. All right, so 36 to 42. The book does thicken up a little bit up here. At 35, you have some buy-side, offside delta. Be very, very careful. If we don't trade through 35 soon, I'd be slightly concerned. Because you had a buyer clearly step in there at 635. You got a 300 lot offside buy side delta, and it's been a heavily traded zone. 1,894 contracts traded there, and 300 of them are buyers, market buyers who are offside. So you got to get through 35, and you got to get through it soon, in my mind. Otherwise, there's a bigger flush coming. It'll leave them all caught. So just a heads up. Yeah, sorry guys, I was having a personal convo there for a second. I'm back. Sorry guys, just chatting to my wife. All right, nice thing, you're seeing some huge bids come on. So if you look at Bookmap, finally we're seeing some size. I mean, this is the first time I'd say in weeks that I've seen some decent size on the book. So you're seeing 800 lot down here, 90s and 600. So they're telling you they want to defend the range. Well, the same story, if you look on the right-hand side, you see this offside delta here? 35s, around where we are now. You've got to get above these 35s. This is where we've got offside delta right now. They're standing out like a sore thumb. You see, we keep rejecting this. See this 300 lot and 186 lot. That's what's been traded buy side from aggressive buyers, and we haven't traded through it. You've got to get above 35. That is very, very clearly a key level on the level 2. Once you get through that, you should trade 42s, I would say, fairly quickly. Yes. I forgot, Adam, that you've got this now. We can do a little lesson later on setting it up and stuff if you want. But yeah, exactly. Stacking 600s. The interesting thing will be whether these hold, because they've only been on the book for 2 minutes. Right. So let's see if we use them as magnets and drive down to them, do they actually come in here? Do they protect these levels, or do they pull the orders? So far, holding that New York VWAP, which is around, what are we at there? Is it 20s or something? Or 24-hour VWAP, 17s. Why do I not have my VWAP on here? Oh, great. That's good, isn't it? Just fucking log me out. Fantastic. Thanks, Funded Next. Just completely logged me out. All right, so let's see. Let's see if they soak here. So VWAP, 24-hour VWAP is about here at 17s. We have an imbalance down to 611s. And I'd say they need to hold the 600. So do they come and use these guys as a magnet now? And do these guys pull? It wouldn't surprise me to see these guys pull, but we're going to find out. We're going to find out. See how we never got through where those buyers got stuck above that I talked about. Okay, we're testing this 600. He's coming up now. He's staying on the... He's pulled. He pulled. He left. He left the books. They both left the book. They got very, very scared and they left. This is not a good sign. So back down to the New York V1 here. So you got buyers offside now. 604, 605. 600 was a contested level, but if you look on the right hand side, the delta, I'd say here is a big contested level. 405. If you don't bid back above that, you're in trouble as a bull. Starting to bid back above that now. And where are those players from earlier? It was 35, wasn't it? Let me just get up here. Yeah, they're still here. So added more. 35. That's your big level. If you can't get over 35, it would be the end of the auction. That's where the last buyer bought. Right, so right into these guys here. All right, so there's still a passive seller here. Buyers got caught offside, trying to buy up here. Here's the pullback to VWAP and point of control. And this is your last level. You've got to hold this as a bull. Failing to hold this, you will collapse. There you go. So it's starting to collapse now. So that was all because there was too much buyers up here buying the market, being sold into from passive sellers. And now maybe rotation here. And if you lose that rotation, downside pressure. And if we look at SPY, did it get back up towards 85? No, it failed in front of it. It failed at 84.55s on the SPY, and it's going to come back downside now. And it's got to hold this shelf now at 83s. So just another rotation, another market rotation. How do I get the VBPD column? This is level 2. So you will need to go, where's my studies? On add-ons, go to add-ons and then go for DOM Pro. So here, Adam. This little one, you're on the right chart. Configure add-ons and then DOM Pro. And then you'll need to set this up. Need to set this up. All right, you're starting to lose New York VWAP. You're starting to lose this little shelf here. You might see some sell pressure all the way back down now. So 2-leg. They finished the 2-leg. Buyers trapped at the highs. Rotation back down to this shelf. If they lose this shelf, back down we go. What are the levels? Well, previous day value area low. We're still just rotating inside. Remember, this is yesterday. And we're still just rotating inside of yesterday. It's all we're doing right now. All right, so in balance. See money, take money. But I would say the big key there was those buyers trapped at the highs. They stood out like a sore thumb, like I said. Once they got stuck at 35, that was a big problem. That's always a good sign of a reversal. As I kept saying to you, if you guys can't get over 35s, you're going to get a bigger rotation down. And then you saw these guys pull the orders, all right? And they're doing the same now. So they're adding lower, but now you know you can't trust this guy. Look, it's the same kind of size as above. You cannot trust this guy. He's probably going to pull the moment you get close to him. So do not trust. This is why I say the passive orders, We might use them as magnets, but the amount of people I see saying like, oh, these guys are going to get filled up here and a book has to go up there. No, it doesn't. They're advertising price to get it down there. There's just as much chance this is a short seller trying to attract the market down to him, and that will pull his order the moment it gets there, right? We don't know. So we're going to find out again now. So some front running in front of it, some covering in front of it. See if he pulls his order. So this is an old imbalance here now. From that big candle, for those of you who trade fair value gaps, right? We're filling some of this in from that big expansion. Back to POC, and they're going to test VWAP, which is above us. Here we go, testing VWAP, testing the 600s. Much better book now today. I know that we're trading in range, but at least we've got some size coming back onto the book. We're actually moving. I want to see if this guy gets tested at these 560s. He's still there. Just gone still again. It's trading at point of control. Most traded area we've been at. Because they're trying to make their decision now. This is the battleground because bulls, they want to defend this imbalance for this move. Right? And bears, they want to sell a lower high for this move. And we know this is a heavily contested zone. In fact, it's the most heavily contested zone of the day. So we're going to come and test this 60 guy by the looks of it. Still on the book here, 370 lot at 560. There's a passive buyer here because we keep aggressive selling and we're not moving lower. So someone's refresh bidding here. You know, he can't last forever. He's going to get caught. It's amazing that they do that in front of these guys advertising price. POC. No position for me. I made my money already today. So just waiting now. If there's something A+, I'll take it. But just a small base hit day for me again. I'm due payout again, so just not trying to over push it. I can take another payout tonight. So here comes the 60s. Let's see if this guy wants to get filled this time. Khalida, you're long. Well, don't see anything yet personally. I just see it as a battle zone. If the 60 guy loses the, pulls his bid, I think you rotate to 50s very quickly, and if you lose that, I think you get a new lower day again. But we will see. It all depends on what this 60 guy wants to do. You've got imbalances, got a ton of balances below. All right, so you've got things that need to get filled: 65 to 57 and 55 to 43. Come on, go and fill him. Right there. They're all front running them. See if his bollocks are really as big as he's saying they are. $13 points left to fill him. I think it's coming. You've got sell side delta offside now at 71. So they keep trying to aggressively sell 71 and they're not getting their way. They're under it for a second there. So they're trying again to sell. They're just making it worse for themselves at the moment, these sellers. They've got to get a close under 71 here, otherwise they're going to get caught. Here we go. All right. You've got your chance now, sellers. It's still being absorbed. All right. So that's telling me there is a passive buyer around 70. All right. Who's in front of that 60. In front of 560. There's a passive buyer at 570 because twice now they've sold 80s and they've sold 75s and they've sold 71s without moving lower. So there's a big passive buyer here. Mad to me that he's trying to absorb this much, but that's what's happening. Here we go. We're going to fill this guy now. Under 71s, retesting 71s. There's definitely a passive buyer here trying to scoop it up. They're probably going to get a flush moment soon because they're going to want to fill, or at least see if this guy's real, which he is. He gets sold into. All right, so we sold into him there. We exchanged 568 contracts down at that low. So he got sold into. All right, remember, he was a passive buyer, so you needed an aggressive market orders to fill him, to match him off, which is what you got, 568 of them. Filled some of that imbalance as well. Oh! Apple really starting to sell now. It's accelerating. I'll give you a readout. Tesla 0.33% up. Nvidia 1.16% up. Microsoft flat. Meta 3.79% up. Google 1.22% up. Amazon 2.14% up. Google 1.23% down. Amazon 2.16% down. Apple 1.16% down. Trading right back to that opening range low. All right, this is a 15-minute candle low right here. All right, we've never got outside of the opening range. All right, we did it for all of a second. So these are the markets that you'll see me not really participate in because we're trading inside of previous day's value. We're trading inside of current day's value. We're not expanding ranges, right? We're just rotating, and we all know Alex does not like rotating markets. How can you see it's rotating? Well, look at the flow zones. Look at the VWAP starting to flatten out. Look how tight everything is together. Right. I still think it wants to come down here, but you know, it hasn't done it, and that's all that matters. Right, we've got another big buyer on the tape again. 540 now. That'll be under the imbalance if we get down there. A new H1 here. So that last H1, do you remember we talked about the H1 repricing? Last H1 repriced. Here's your kill candle. Here's the reprice, and here's the Globex, which they couldn't get back in front of, right? So we sold that. We're back down to the lows. Now, if they sell this, this can be used as liquidity now. Everyone who bought that, if we break the lows now, then I'm very confident we come back down into here. Here's current, or sorry, previous day value area low again. So rechecking previous day value area low again. VIX trying to get going through 1650s. All right, this is its, God knows how many attempts it's had up here today. It's had one spike through and that's it. So under previous day value area low now. Be watching to see, did they fill that guy? Yeah, they filled him. All right, so they're adding 500s now. So this looking like it's going to start drifting lower at this point, which is what you're starting to see. So I'm starting to attack this a little bit. Small size, playing with house winnings here. Let's see if we can get initial balance low, and then let's see if they actually want to let this go. Previous week high would be 500. Previous week close would be 482s. And that previous day low is down at 423. So those are the targets if we're going to get a continuation. If they're going to reject previous day value and start getting a continuation trade. Because I do think if we snap this now, then you've got all these bulls now trapped in. And these moves here should happen, right? Two leg, pullback, fail, starting to sell. Bang, here we go, folks. All right, so let's see if we can get that previous week high, 500s, and let's see if we snap that. It would be really nice if we could snap that. You can see they're covering some into that on the book. SPY as well. Got to watch those 82s on SPY. Low of day on SPY, 82.17. Remember, big gamma level 82. Need to be aware of that in my head. We've seen how big those gamma levels have played the last few days. Watching to see initial balance low and previous day value area low if they stay heavy versus these. This is what I'm watching to see. Do we stay heavy versus these now? If we do, I'll think about adding on. If we just go straight reclaim through previous day value, then nothing to do. It's just to look below and fail again. So slight divergence here. NQ made a new low. SPY did not make a new low. I assume ES did not make a new low. Let me just zoom in here and check. Or did it? No, it did not. Okay, so initial balance test here. And through that, I'm watching that previous day value area low. Want to see if they sell that or not. If they reclaim it, we go back into range again. Starting to see a bit of a delta flip here. Buy stepping in. Where did that big seller step in? What was his level? 540. 477. It's traded at 540. So that's a big level to watch. And if VIX holds 1650 as well, that's a big level because it's through it and it's back testing it. So here's the drive back up to where that seller was, the 40s. First seller was at 40s, value 45, opening range low 50. So watching 45.50. Reclaim that, then no good. Here's the imbalance. There's 40s. Zoom this in. Big sell there into 40s. So it is definitely a level they're looking to resell that still. But now I know any reclaim of 40 and 50, then this thing will probably squeeze. Right, so this is sort of, I could probably call it 60. So this is your level. They need to fail this. Otherwise, they squeeze up to here, and then they'll look to sell that. If they reclaim this, then they go back upside again. Big players come back on the book buy side at 12s. 300 lot. You're asking quite a lot for VIX to get up there right now. It's not got above. It's not based above 1660 yet. So I don't think there's any sign of it going for previous day high right now. Things can change, but you know, I don't have the magic 8 ball to tell you. Okay, so they keep reselling 40s and 50s. Like I said, this can drift all the way up to 60s if it wants. There's aggressive buying here, and there's definitely been a passive seller here. This was his level before. Remember, we did a big exchange here before for the breakdown. If they start getting through previous day value area low in 60s, this can squeeze all the way back up to where it came from, all the way back up to here. So I'd say this 60 is going to be a massive level. That's sort of last chance saloon for the shorts. Oh, boring market. Just so pinned in. Okay, there's a test towards the 60, that shelf. We're back inside previous day's value here, but we're at flow zones. We're at this sort of grey box there, that shelf. Anything through here will initiate a new squeeze up, I would say. Regarding the indicators, are the ones on TradingView and those on NinjaTrader the same? Yeah, they're the same. Exactly the same. Okay, rejection of 60s there so far. You need to see follow through now to fill all these participants through 25s and 12s. And if you see that, you're going to see downside pressure. So it's big levels coming up here. If you see a flush here, they're going to really sell this. So this really is a big moment for this market here, because we just rejected 60s. And we said if we squeeze through that, it would test the 60s. If they get followed through here underneath the initial balance, it is night market. Really nice. Right, can we get through initial balance low and expand this now? We're starting to see aggressive selling coming in. We've got to fill these guys into 500s and sell through 500s here. Come on, Mr. Market. Let's have some fun. Let's do something today. Still holding that IB. I want to sell through IB. So I've just got a one guy on at the moment at 45, which is that previous day value area low. Once we spiked up and then come back under it, sold there. I need to see us sell through initial balance, and I really need to see us, where do those big sellers come in? 17s and 11s. So if we don't get through that, I'll have to cut it at break even. And we're coming back towards my position there already. Yeah, okay. So they can't get through the 17s. And it's possible if we go through this, we go back into rotation. So it's about to stop out break even here. Fucking market. You've got no follow through either side. You are a shit fest to trade right now. Big buying at the high there. And we're not moving. You're going to make me reload here? Big buying at the high there, and we didn't move. Fucking SPY can't get back under 82. I'm flat. I'm flat. I'll get back in if I want to. I'm flat now. Mate, this is shite. The last week's made me want to just start trading options because apparently it's all you do now. You just get a gamma level and you just buy the gamma level and that's it. That's all we do now. Like, too many zero DTEs having too much impact. What's up, Bella? I saw your message. I just sent you my number. Oh, that's you there. Okay, I see you. What day do you get to LA, Bella? Do you know? Okay, perfect. Yeah, I've got WhatsApp. Okay, so back to these 60s. This is the big level. If they reclaim these 60s, remember, I'm flat now. I was short for this breakdown, and then I had another attempt here, stopped out break even, watching this grey box here, this edge here. Sellers, in my mind, they need to sell this for the rotation. If they don't sell it, then we go back into this area here, and we will just trade sideways again. But sellers can resell this here, but they're not doing a very good job. They are not doing a very good job, and we've reclaimed initial balance low after sweeping, and here you had divergence to ES, so it's worth being aware of. I failed 60s again. Do I have one more go at this? Do I have one more go at this, folks? It's just so messy in here. Where's that POC 43? "30-minute bars are not looking very good. I'm going to be honest with you. We've got B shape, D shape, D shape, D shape, and we're just moving POC on those 30 minutes around from like 604, and then it gets like moved down to 577, then moved up to 595, and now moved to 546, and we're trading there at the moment. So it's not there isn't a follow through in the market at the moment. Inside, we're back inside. Well, we're trying to get back inside previous stage value at the moment. We're not seeing acceptance underneath previous stage value. We've had 2 attempts at it today. I still think we can move lower, but I need to see aggression step in, and I'm not seeing that. They have the opportunity right here, right now, to sell versus 60s, and they're not. So again, like, it's going in my head. They're not selling it. They should, and they're not selling it. Why? Alarm bells. They're holding 82s. We haven't even traded to 682s on SPY. We've traded in front of it twice, and they're bidding it. So the options dealers are bidding us up. They're pinning us. Yesterday pinned us at 680. Now they've walked up, pinned us at 682. So we're pinned between 682, 685, rotation, 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 rotation. I'm saying this out loud in my head because it's like, stop looking for continuation. They don't want it to continue. They want to pin it. So probably in my head telling myself, you're done for the day. You've made good money. Why are you trying to trade if they don't want to find acceptance lower? Why bother? Because my rule is don't trade rotation. We're now back inside rotation. This is me speaking out loud. to myself more than you guys. All right, to myself more than you guys. Look below and fail. Probably going to go to VWAP in this case if we reclaim 60s. All right, so the initial balance trade. Look below, fail. This is a big shelf here. If they get through this, they will go to VWAP. That would be the IB to VWAP trade. For me, sellers have the opportunity here to sell it, but I've had a go at it. I'm not going to sell it again. I've had a go at it already. Have to make some rules for myself. How many trades can you take in a day? I can't keep having a go at this same trade. If it doesn't want to do it, it doesn't want to do it. It's not helping the MAG. I don't know how many days in a row I've looked at the MAG and I've seen this. Tesla 30% up, Nvidia 1.26% up, Meta almost 4% up. That's like swap places with Google now, having these big days. And then you go Microsoft basically flat, it's down on the day, but basically flat. Google 1.22% down, Amazon 2.13% down, Apple 1.40% down. We don't know what the fuck we're doing with this market. People don't know. Do we want to buy it? Do we want to sell it? No one fucking knows. But I tell you what, macro looks shit. It looks absolutely terrible out there from a macro point of view. But all I know is it doesn't matter how bad it looks under the surface. They're not selling it. So there you go. You got fundamental traders trading against technical traders right now. That's what I would say. They're not in alignment. You're not seeing fundamentals saying, hey, this market's in pain, and technical traders go, yeah, you're right, sell it. You're seeing the opposite. You're seeing fundamental traders go, hey, this market's shit. There's no jobs. No one's working. We've got pressure on the market. And you're seeing technical traders go, we don't fucking care. Bid it up. We haven't made our money. And that is the fight right now. And until they start agreeing, I think that will remain the fight. And I think until SPY trades under 680, there's still a chance for new all-time highs this year. And that is my feeling just based on what I'm seeing in the market. Look again today. How many chances have sellers had to take control? How many chances have they had? Here, failed breakout. Here, they're doing a terrible job of it. All right, they're letting them reclaim range. They're not even taking out a really, really obvious level down here to take out. They're unable to do it. That's the story for me of this market since April, is sellers are unable to do anything of note. Not, are these guys walking up or are they just still? Yeah, they've walked up a bit. All right, so someone down here trying to get filled. I think he might be waiting a while. I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon. What would you guys rather have for end of year? Would you rather have this market rotate lower into end of year, or are you guys looking for all-time highs? Yeah, back above 60. Probably get up here now. I mean, you can make money either side, but I'm talking about more from what might set up for next year, because it does have an impact on how we move next year. I think if we do new all-time highs in December, I think January looks pretty bleak, because that would tell me, okay, hedgies just want their Christmas bonuses, and once they've made their Christmas bonuses, they probably unwind this thing. So it does make a difference. Okay, so there's your VWAP, IB to VWAP. What a fucking market, man. If you guys like rotation, this is your market. I absolutely hate a rotational market like this. This is my worst nightmare looking left. It's just... this is just shit. I'm sorry. If you like this, you're mental. I can't get my head around people that like this, but like, oh, slam. Oh, slam. It's just... who likes this? Someone does. Someone likes it. I don't think so on Friday. Not if we keep doing this. I think you'll see VIX get crushed and us just keep grinding higher. Why are they going to do it on Friday? They've had the opportunity to do it for 2 days. I like probably get the opposite move and probably just get a drift higher. Just catching up on emails here while this market does nothing. I hate these guys like from these prop firms, like shitty prop firms who just email you over and over again. Hey, we're closing our exclusive program soon. Let me know. I don't even fucking know who you are. Please reply no thanks. No. Please stop emailing me. I don't know who you are. I'm not going to take my time out of my day to look at your scammy firm. Literally inundated with that stuff at the moment. Okay, so starting a whole POC now. So potentially we squeeze all the way back up to 610s again at this point. This level here, all right, edge of value. This is bloody awful. That's what you're playing today, folks. That's all you're allowed to play at the moment. One side to the other side, to the other side, to the other side, to the other side, to the other side. Is anyone else bored of this? Is it just me? Do you guys actually like this stuff? I just wanted to get on. Like, just get out of the fucking range. Just either break out to all-time highs or go back down. But don't just do nothing. Like, you're doing nothing. Absolutely nothing. I don't even understand. Just close the market. If we're not going to do anything, just close the market. Let me have an early Christmas. What's Meta doing? I mean, look at that. What's the fucking point? Oh, just pin it. Let's just pin. What's the point in trading right now if that's what we're doing? That's the sentiment. We just pin everything now. I'm telling you guys, it's zero DTEs have completely fucked these markets the last 5 years. Everyone's like, increased volatility is better. It ruins so many things. They should just get rid of them. No, we don't need footprint to help a rotating market. You can see it here, right? You can see it here, right? We already know we're in a rotation. It's a see money, take money market. We already know that. My problem's not seeing it. My problem's that we're in it. I don't want to be in it. I've got no problem seeing it. I can see that we're in it. I don't want to be in it. I want to be in a trending market. Okay, so rejecting didn't even get to 610s now. Oh my god, blow my brains out. I'm gonna blow my brains out. So we're gonna come and test this grey box, this last shelf, this shelf here. All right, so this was your over under. All right, they dipped and dipped and dipped and failed and came back and failed and got over, and now they want to see if they can hold this. And if they can hold this, they can look for that rotation. My danger would be that could be a two leg like this, a two leg, and if they want to resell this under here, they come back down for this again. I don't know how you're going to continue to play in a tightening range. This is getting smaller, by the way, not bigger. Like, I've got no problem, guys. Like, I'm nicely green. It's the problem is not being green. It's the fact that I'm bored. I can't size in to anything. It's not that I can't read it. It's that if you ask me a market that I don't want to trade, I will always tell you a rotation. I don't like trading rotation. Because for me, I'm looking for 50-point TP1, 100, 200-point bangers, which means I need to get out of a rotation to get that. I need to get out of it. For example, if we leave value, right? If we trap buyers here and trapped some more here and came down here and rejected this, right, where I took that first position on, and we came back down here and we rejected this, that would be my size in point. And then I'm going, oh, wicked, 100 points. Who knows? Maybe we get lucky and we come down to previous week value area low. All right, trend trade, leaving volume trapped. That for me, that's my A+. That's what I want to trade. I don't want to trade this, man. I don't want to become the volume. I want to use people's pain. I don't want to become the volume. So, and that's why I had an attempt. What did I trade? I traded this down to here. And then I put one on here. And we traded away and came back. And I was like, no, done. Not going to hold that, because if they're going to squeeze through it, like I said, become 60s, reclaim 60s, there's your IB to VWAP trade. So I don't want to be the wrong side of that. Exactly, Troy. That is exactly my point. Crock of shit. Did I say that? I do. It's a very English thing to say. It's probably what I said. Yeah, I agree, Infaris, that December's been awful so far. I mean, I'm green, so I shouldn't complain, but it's been bad. I mean, let's have a look at how we're looking on the higher time frames. Let's just go back. Let's take stock of where we are right now. Okay. This volume looks good, doesn't it? I guarantee that this is not going to close higher than this, not unless we break out. All right, so let's just think about what the daily's done. Let's think about the weekly model. We can reset this. Here's your Monday, Tuesday. I don't want to give away too much edge. Here's your weekly model for those who have done the course. We're not getting outside of the weekly model. So what are we going to do? Oh, God, you know what we're going to do. If we can't get outside the weekly model, we're going to get stuck. Monday low, Tuesday high. Okay, so we're stuck. Let's have a look what we've done for the last few days. All right, let's go from, where's Monday? Okay, so Monday, right, this flush happened overnight, reclaimed, look below, fell, look above, fell, close inside. Fantastic. Okay, next day, what do we do the next day? Look below, hold, look above, breakout. Okay, great. We finally get a breakout. All right, we're closing high. Well done, Tuesday. Wednesday, open, dip back down, hold the low. Would have liked to have seen that sweep first, but close back, inside. Okay, so we close inside. We peak above, so it's a look above and fail again. So far we've done a look above and a look below and fail, a look above, and guess what we're doing today? A look above and fail. What's that telling you? For me, what this is telling me is that as much as we're drifting higher on declining volume, is that a good thing? No, it's not a good thing. If we keep looking above and failing but grinding higher, what's that telling you? It means there's passive sellers up here. It means if buyers were going to be really aggressive and step in this market, right, then they should be coming up here and smashing us higher, shouldn't they? They shouldn't be keep doing that and close, and that and close down, and that and close down. On a higher time frame, that is not what you would want to see. If you're looking for a continuation higher, that's not what you'd want to see. Am I surprised? No, because we've got an old balance range here. Of course, I'm not surprised to see that. What it tells me then, stop bidding it here then, buyers. Let it come down to an area where maybe they're going to be interested in buying more size, and then we've got a better shot at going upside. That's what I would like to see happen. That's what will fill me with confidence. If we can come down and hold a bid down here, and I can see, you know, an increase in volume down here, and the next day we start going up, then guess what? We're going to come for these, and we're going to come for these. That's a much better look. But at the moment, this incessant grind but close back down, it's not a good look, folks. It's really not a good look. When you have a look at the spiders, it's probably going to be even worse. I mean, this is dreadful, guys. There's your box on the spiders. Those in Discord, we know we've talked about it. Look above yesterday, fail. Look above today, fail. We're just back down to that same point, right? They should be, if they're really chomping at the bit for all-time highs, why are they not bidding 83s to get us up there? Yeah? That's how I see it. Why are we not, if we're going all-time highs, if they've spent 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days building out this sort of range here, you can clearly see we're pinned in. Why are you not holding the top of this range, 84s, 83s, whatever you want to call it, for that move to fill this gap and get to all-time highs? Why not do that? Because all I want to do is trap 85 to 80 right now. Today it's 82. Where's 82? There you go. So we move gamma up from 80 to 82, and we can't get through 85. So they're going to do this again. What happens if we do this long enough and then we come under here? I'll tell you what happens. That happens. And that's my worry right now. And that's also anyone with any common sense's worry, is that if you're going to build a range here for this long and you had the opportunity to go higher and you're not, that tells me that it probably is going to go lower. So I'd say how we close this week is going to matter. It's going to really matter if we go to a weekly chart. If we close under this, that's a look above again. Everyone's going to go, it's really bullish. We're probably going to come back down and revisit this. It's messy. It's definitely messy. And really, if you want to make it really simple, we've been pinned in since September. All right, we've been pinned in since September, really. And tops, all right, tops take a long time to form. If this is going to be a top, I'm not saying it is going to be a top, but if we get under here again, you're going to have months then of trapped volume, and that rotation back to the 200 becomes highly, highly probable. And you'll see, look how long tops take to form. All right, it takes a long time. This looks familiar, doesn't it? What happens when we break down, retest? Big flush, all right? Let's find some more. Long time to form. Retest, retest, move away from it. Right, they don't happen. Okay, they happened quick here, but that was unprecedented events. That was COVID. It's a little bit different. All right, so that's what I'm concerned about when I look at the charts. If we're not moving higher, there's a reason we're not moving higher. That's all I'm going to say. That's my 2 cents anyway. That's what concerns me at the market. That's why I'm not swing long any new money positions right now. It's for a reason. Affordable indicators. I think it should just be FCT. I'll post it in chat for you. There you go. That's your affordable indicators code. Should work with that, but it should be FCT. Oh my God, more people reaching out. Some dodgy prop firms out there right now. Okay, so still reclaiming here. Again, I'm not touching this. I have absolutely promised myself I'm not going to touch the rotation. You guys, if you like rotation, you should by all means take this. This is like yesterday and the day before. I just don't want to touch the rotation. I've made my money. If I've made my money, I'm even less inclined to do anything with it. We can have a look at what's going on in the broader market if you want. Let's move this to 5 minutes. See how we're doing. ES. Okay, just stuck. Same kind of story. All right, there's your divergence though. Didn't make a new low when NQ did. Coming back to VWAP. So IB to VWAP trade. It's got to get back above PDC to have a chance of completing that rotation. We're not seeing that at the moment. Let's have a look at gold. Nice drive. Is it following silver? Is it starting to reclaim everything? Not yet. Not yet. Still can't get through that supply. Let's have a look at the mag. Okay, so you can see this level we talked about this morning on Apple. We said 82 break, it's going to be in trouble. That's where we set the price alert this morning. Why? Because this was your shelf. Okay, so this is your classic failure pattern up here. All right, there's your fail. Fails to hold this base. We trade under it. It's got a last chance saloon right here in 82. It fails 82. And like you can see, this level we put in here. So it probably is going to come down to 78s now. This is the market we talked about pre-market. This is the level we talked about pre-market. Lose 82, you're probably coming back into these 78s. All right. And if we trade sideways there, it's a bigger problem. All right. So understand, like, this is sentiment of whole market right now. If we trade sideways here, all right, after a big squeeze, we're opening that up, aren't we? All right. So if you want to be bullish, you need 78s to hold, and you need reclaims of 82s. All right, Amazon, weak as well. All right, so selling off, never reclaiming, trading near and around the lows of day. This doesn't look very pretty. It's underneath initial balance. So this is showing you tech's heavy, but we are into an old rotation. You can see here. This is where they sold from, reclaim. This is your RBS zone. So I'd say Amazon, 27s down to 23s will now be your area of rotation. This is why it's trying to find a bid here around 27s. There you go. So just structural. So if you want to see how I play these swings and what I look at, this is what I look at. All right, Goog, fallen off a cliff. All right, huge drive yesterday. They just said no more, thanks very much. And we're coming back to reality. All right, so can it find a bid here? Again, if it starts losing this bid, what will this be? There's your peak, failed to reclaim. Failed to reclaim. There's your bull trap. There's your squeeze. Under here, you're going to get a lack of structure for a move back down to the low 300s. Possible. So far, I'm not seeing anything in tech, which is filling me with confidence. Meta, all right, this is also not great. It's probably holding a 50%. Let's just have a look. Yes, there you go. So surprise, surprise. So traded upside. Big squeeze pre-market off news, pulls back to the 61, now just trading at the 50. Nothing you can do with that. That's a leave alone and wait and see what happens tomorrow. Obviously, I'm long from the 80s. All right, I'm long from 580s down here. I remember when I got long, I did put it in Discord for everyone. Let's have a look. When did I get long? Here you go. So 19th. So I've been long since the 19th of November. So I put a feeler on today, super light. All right, so one of the advantages being in the Discord, I always say if I'm getting into a swing position. So there you go. So even if you joined me on that from 580s, well, we were up over $100 a share this morning. We're still up pretty good. We're up $85 a share. Very good. I'm not sized in though, like I said, not sized in. But I felt like, if you want to know why, when we came down here, for me, we were cheap versus the market. All right, there's our pivot in April. There's our peak formation. There's the pullback. This made sense to me for at least a bounce, right? Into the 61, at least a bounce, which we're done, right? Then we got stuck today in the gap. Now, the other thing is we're moving, Meta's announced it's moving from GPUs to TPU processors, which means what? In the next earnings report over here in February, you're probably going to see a really nice earnings report because it's going to drastically reduce the costs. And if I can get that gap fill, if the market does want to go, again, I'm not going to let it come back underneath my entry, but if I can get that gap fill, all right, we're going to make, what, $170 a share. So we're happy with that. Microsoft, let's see what Microsoft's doing today. Absolutely nothing. All right, flat. It's at previous day close. No change there at all. Nvidia, trying to get going. It's trying to get going. That's a good thing to see. Maybe it will wake this market up. All right, there's your channel. There's the hold. Nvidia, if we can hold pullbacks and start getting back through these, we can get back into this old range. All right, we're still in a range. We can get back into this old range here. And then through 190s, we've got a shot at those 200s and highs again. So Nvidia's trying to find a bid. Tesla looks like it's flat. Yeah, just at the New York Open. All right, so that's why. The market's not really doing much. We can look a bit outside. Oracle, this thing's not looking good debt-wise. I was tempted to take a long into this. a couple of days ago, but I looked at the balance sheet and it's not looking great. They might have a debt problem here on Oracle. There maybe the Fed come out and say that. I think we're still going to see weakness for a gap fill into 170 here. So that's why I haven't bid on that. AMD, I'm still long from 158. So I'm still long from here, but I sold 80% of it up here. That's it. Oscar, I cut because we're not doing anything. I was having a go at long here and we just couldn't break out. So I should have taken more profit off that. That's it, really. Nothing else to look at right now, folks. Anything you guys want me to go through before I leave for the day? 15 minutes left for lunch. Oh, sorry. Would be nice for you to keep giving Bookmap info for those of you who are long. Well, look, you're okay. I don't know where you're long. Where are you long from, chat? Are you long from IB Reclaim or previous day or this level here? As long as you're, it depends which one you're long from, but you know, all the time you're holding this shelf, potential rotation into 610s, let go of this shelf, then they come back and back. We're just going to back test. All right. So it's literally IB here, 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 and here. So all we're doing, if you think about all we're doing all day, is testing one level, one level, one level, next level, next level, next level, next level, next level, next level. See how we move? We're just moving from level to level. So your risk should be from level to level. So if you're long here, you're partial here, and you're holding for here. If you're long here, you're partial here, partial here, partial here. Because you don't know, if they let go of this level, they probably come back down to value. And if they let go of that, they come back down to IB. And if they let go of that, then maybe finally they move down into this. You're long from right here. Well, I'd say this is not trying to be a dick. This is probably the worst position you can be long from because your point of control. So this is the most traded area of the day. Probably better off being long from here or, you know, on a retest of this. But yeah, I would say you don't want to lose 60s. If you lose 60s here, you're going to trade 44s. And if you lose 44s, you're going to trade 20s. And if you lose 20s, you're going to trade 80s. And if you lose that, you're going to trade 420s. If you reclaim 600s, you're going to retest 10s. And if you get through that, you're going to test 40s. But remember, we have buyers stuck at 35. This is why being good at numbers is important. We come back up here on the book, 635. So I can see here, where have you got buyers offside? Right, 595, big buyers offside. I'm going to give you all the levels. 600, buyers offside. 604.05, big buyers offside. These are all buyers who have market ordered in and got stuck. Right, let's keep going. So you can mark these out if you want. 605, need this book to slow down for a minute. 635 is another level. So that was the peak where we had buyers caught, 635. All right, so I'd say all those levels I just gave you are where buyers are stuck. All right, 635 up here, big level. So you need this peak formation to come and close over 600 really, and you'd be watching this 24-hour view up. All right, and if you can get through that, maybe they come and test this block up here. But I'd say the best long was that retest of IB where I was trying to fight it a little bit. That was probably the best long. And then here into 60s. It's holding 60s though, so you look good. What is the range for ES? Well, you're at the edge of one now. So we're boxed in here. 80s to 50s. And if you get acceptance above 80s, we can look for 68. All right, so 80s to, is it 80s? Sorry, 60s. God, I can't even see. 860 this level here is your edge, and the lower edge is 850. So you got a 10-point range here on ES. You need to find acceptance above, pull back and hold 60 for a rotation all the way up into, let's call it 65. And that's where, same thing as on Qs. I would imagine if I have a look at the book up there, we'll find some buyers who got caught up there. Let's have a little look. What was that level? What time? 10:40. 10:40, 10:40, 10:40. Yeah, so you had buying into that on the way up. What's the size there? So you had from 64s on ES, you had like a 280 bid, then a 240 bid, then 176, 150, 143. This guy's a big guy. So you had a 754 lot trader 684, 6864. And then after that, he got washed out. So look at that volume. 2,488 lot dropped it under 860. So I'd say you want to be very, very careful if you get anywhere near 6864 on ES, because that's where they all got stuck above. So you're getting into it now. So if we look at Bookmap now, you're getting into this area now. So this is where that guy got stuck. 64 is where he got stuck. 64 up to 68. $64 up to 68 on ES. That's where they got stuck. So if they become sellers, right? If you were a buyer up there and they didn't sell for whatever reason, this is going to be the supply zone that they're going to get stuck in. Yeah, his big order was, he had a 491 lot, 6865, 6864, 6865, somewhere around there. So I would be taking some profit into that and then holding runners in case you get an expansion on a stop hunt. Like if you get that, great, but don't expect it in a range rotating day. Tanish is asking, can anyone here guide them on the flow zone course and indicators? So any of you here who have done the course or use the indicator, let Tanish know what it's like. Better to come from someone else and you get an honest opinion rather than whatever I say. I'll be right back, folks. Use a bathroom. Can anyone here help Tanish? Any current students? Must be some of you on here. Maybe you've all gone to bed. Do I think this is going to break out? I think we're going to get a stop hunt. I think this is going to take out these highs, these internal highs. I don't know if it can sustain a bid, but I think we're going to take out these highs because there'll be lots of stops here. And so once we do that, we'll probably get a violent move higher, even if it's not sustained. You'll probably see like a spike. Come on. Come on. There we go. I think any push through 43s, you probably instantly get up to 50s. You probably instantly get there. It's probably done like that. If they get through the 43s, probably so many stops there. Probably instantly pushes through. Any breakthrough 40s and 43s, you probably instantly get to 50s and 57s. Probably like, if they do it, it would be a swipe. So if they pull back here, they might encourage more shorts to come in, right? And then I think the next attempt probably just slams through this, to be quite honest, because there's too many stops there now. It's going to be too juicy for them to ignore. Let me just check where SPY is trading at. I want to be aware of that 85 level. All right, we know 85 is the pin on SPY, okay? I don't think SPY probably gets through 85. Currently trading at 84.30, so it's got room. So I imagine this will break. If you want my opinion, this will break out through these highs and squeeze it. Like I said, I think that anything down here probably gets absorbed and then a stop hunt through here, and you probably just see a swipe up. And if you're in this long, you better be selling that swipe. You better be taking profit because there's no guarantee that it doesn't do this afterwards. But, you know, if you're long from, I think Jack and some others were long from here, you look good. You get a swipe through here, that's almost 100 points. Sell like 80% of it and hold a runner in case you get all the way up here. Or you can front run it if you really want to. How many micros are allowed with Apex? What size account are you trading, Chad? How do you know when price is accepted above or below a level? Because it will get above it and then it will hold, right? It will get above it and hold. So see this level here? We didn't get above it and fell under, did we? We got above it and held. They held the base. They tried again. They held the base. All right, so that's the new level. If they want to come down and test this, they can. We know there's volume here. They can come all the way down here, right? So if you want to see price above this, you would need to hold above that for acceptance. Getting through it doesn't mean anything. That's a stop hunt. That's what I'm saying. If you spike through this, you better be selling some of your profit into it because there's no guarantee it doesn't do this, and you don't want to give the whole thing back. Doesn't matter what time frame you're looking at. It's a hold on any market. It's closing above. It's absorbing at that new level. How long have I been trading for? Full time, probably 6 years, but I mean, I was trading long before that in my early 20s. I am 40 now, so. Okay, so like I said, I think we'll be absorbed here. I think this will be a trap for bears to come and try and attack versus this, and you will see a squeeze out here, folks. So stop hunt incoming. Make sure you sell some of your profits in this stop hunt, all right? Stop hunt should happen from sort of 40 to 43. We've got liquidity above, I believe. Yeah, we've got liquidity above into 50. So I think once you get through the 40, 43, you probably see a little spike high. Make sure you're taking some profit in that. I've just got one eye on SPY because I know 85 is a big, big level on SPY, 685. So here we go. Stop hunt incoming. First lot just got popped there. Second lot will be above 43, and then you should see a swipe. You should see a swipe above 43. I look no older than 32. I'll take that. It's very kind of you. Here's 42s, here's 43s. You should see a stop hunt coming, incoming. There's 46s. I want to see you trade to 50s and through it. Make sure you're selling through this stop hunt though. I think you're going to get up there. Remember, this is previous day point of control. This is the biggest level traded yesterday. So there's your stop hunt. So if you don't get acceptance above this, we will just collapse right the way downside now. So this was your stop hunt through this and 43s. There's your stop hunt through this. Okay. Rejecting previous day point of control, you should have sold the majority of your position, those of you who are long from here, because this can collapse all the way back down to 600, and you don't really want to give 40 points back, do you, as we're approaching lunch in 2 minutes. So you can hold runners, but you should have sold a good chunk of your position for that move through 43. Hopefully that made sense for you all. ES still not done it. All right, if ES does play catch up, what's ES got to break here? ES has got to get through 68.75 and really got to get back above 72. But I think the spiders are going to make it harder for it to do that. That previous day high on the spiders and that big block above is going to make it a little bit harder. So again, we're still in rotation. I should have flipped long here. I should have absolutely flipped long there. The moment I stopped out, I should have been flipping long, knowing that we're going to be looking at that. But I fucking hate rotation. I hate it. There's previous day value area high, value area low, point of control, lack of acceptance below, first higher low, reclaim current point of control, TP1. Up here is TP2 if you get it. Nice info risk. Good work, man. Great work. Payout coming your way. Still holding. It's still holding. I hope you get a squeeze here, guys, for you guys that are long. But just be careful. Remember, this is the most contested level from yesterday, and we do have supply above. All right, so if we look left, this is a big level. This is where we closed yesterday. This is where the most volume was traded yesterday. All right, and overnight. All right, this is a huge zone in here. Huge zone. Do not be entering long late. That's a better way of me putting it. Do not expect price to get through this. If it gets through it for your runners, fantastic. But think about how straight up you've been since that hold. Right? Straight up since that hold. We expect failures here. We hope it doesn't fail here and you get a squeeze, but we expect this level to be highly contested. Coulda, woulda, shoulda. Coulda, woulda, shoulda. All right, folks, if you haven't got any more questions, I'm going to jump out of here. SPY did just take one of the key levels. So the only thing left for it to trade up to is 85 if it wants to go. This can pull back violently. It's done its main job here. All right, you've done the main rotation here. If this wants to pull all the way back down into where you have volume, it will. Where's my pen? All right, so just be careful. Those of you who are long, you don't want it to start flushing underneath this node here. So if it loses 30, you're going to get to 600. You don't want to give back 60 odd points, do you? So you need this to hold 30 for a continuation. Any failure under 30, I'd be very cautious. I would not be adding long up here either, by the way. Those of you who took the long here or here or here, congratulations. Really good trades, like really good trades. This long down here, slightly tougher if I'm honest, but you did hold and you got the buy signal. Sell signal, buy signal. That's all you had to do today. Just follow the bloody flow zones when you start getting openings. Danny Snipes, thank you, Alex. Took my profit one step closer to passing my TPT accounts. Just 2 to 3 days more to go. Hey, awesome, man. They're probably my favorite accounts in the market. I think they are so good. Cannot beat daily payouts. They are the best. They would change your lives, daily payouts, man. It would start building confidence. Even if they're small payouts, it will build confidence into your trading. All right, folks, any questions? Otherwise, I'm gonna jump off. Remember that Apex sale has just started. What day does that end? I should probably let you guys know. Here's a good sale. The more I look at it, the better I think it is. When does it end? December 9th. Okay, so you got 5 days for it. December 9th. I would say if you want the bigger accounts, now's the time to do it. Still good for 50Ks and stuff, but if you're looking to do the 150, 250 or 300K accounts, now is the time to do it, because it's going to cost you $84 all in with activation. That's probably the cheapest you're ever going to get a 300K account for. That's insane. Absolutely insane. Does it look like a good time to short ES? I mean, you're at the edge of a range. Momentum's been bullish. You failed to break the low. You could try a cheap short here, but I don't love it. But, you know, I don't love range rotation. But if there's a short here, it's probably down to this point here. All right, and if they bid off that, they're going to go back for the highs. If they fail that, then they're going to go back for the lows. That's the midpoint in the range. All right, so it's exactly the same as NQ. We just talked about this on NQ. If NQ can't hold this little node here at 30s, which are about to draw 28s, which we're just trading into now, if it doesn't hold that, it slams all the way down to 600 again. That's why I was telling you, make sure you're taking profit in the stop hunt up here. Previous day's point of control, previous day's close. If they don't hold here, they will slide back down into this area of value. I would not rebid this either. You'd need it to see it hold the top of that. But again, we've taken one side, we've taken the other, right? We've taken this side. Think about what we've done today. We take this side, we come this side, we come this side, we come this side. If it doesn't hold this, we come this side again. It's just a rotational market. It's a see money, take money event. That's it. All right, folks, I am going to get out of here. Those in Discord, I will pop in there this afternoon. But all the time we're trading inside of previous day's value, I'm not really interested. Let's set some price alerts before we go. So we set one here, previous day value area low, and we will set one for a breakout above previous day value area high. All this does, folks, is it messages me on my phone. It stops me having to watch the market all the time because I'm only interested once we get out of value. All right, so white lines, they will notify me on my phone. Ding, 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 ding. And then I can get back to the chart if I want. All right, team, all of you good? Congrats today, especially those who just got that long. Really nice. I mean, that might be trade of the day. That might be the trade of the day, those of you who took the rotation. Really, really good. And yeah, we go again tomorrow. Those of you trading ES, make sure you are watching 682, 685 on SPY and 680. Those are your levels. Those are where they're pinning us between. All right, so your rotations, those are your levels. All right, peace and love. Use hard stops. Be kind to each other. All that good stuff. If you want to use any of my code, FCT is always the best code to use other than on TPT, where you can use Flowzone. All that money just goes back into the channel, helps me get editors to create more content and education for you guys. And yeah, I'll see you again real soon. Peace out.